And we start tonight at 5 with a look at the roads as folks make their way home on the first work day of December and through what's the most significant snowfall we've seen so far this season. Live look at I-380 and Wilson Avenue southwest in Cedar Rapids. We woke up to the powder this morning. We've seen crashes throughout the day because of how slick it's gotten out there. Cedar Rapids police reporting more than 40 calls for service between 6:30 and 10 this morning. Thankfully, nobody hurt in any of those calls. But 3 people are dead in Washington County after a car tries to pass a snowplow this morning and ends up hitting another car head on. This happened around 9 a.m. on Highway 1 near Washington. Drivers of both cars and a passenger in the second car were killed. A 4th person was also taken to UIHC. We don't know which car they were in, though, or their condition tonight. Iowa State Patrol isn't naming any of those victims yet. Typically takes a little bit to get used to driving again in winter conditions, so really sticking to the rules of the road is as important as ever as we all adjust to this seasonal shift. Iowa's News Now reporter Kaylee Whitlatch live for us tonight in Cedar Rapids with a look at what to be thinking about as we settle back into winter.
Yeah, Mitch, many drivers may have been taken off guard heading out the door this morning after the Thanksgiving holiday, seeing all the snow and then the slippery, slushy conditions on the roadways. Experts are saying to make sure as you're shifting back into winter mode, to take your time as you're traveling.
People try to drive normal. This is just not the normal situation.
Iowa State Patrol had a busy Monday morning, responding to nearly 90 crashes statewide and answering more than 50 drivers' calls for help. Now, when it comes to driving in fresh snowfall, Trooper Bob Conrad says creating a bigger gap between your car and the person in front of you can ensure you both make it to where you're going safely.
Always err on the side of caution. If it looks slick, slow down, prepare, both hands on the steering wheel.
The Iowa DOT says its snowplows may be moving slower than the flow of traffic, so it's good to give them plenty of space too, as crews work to make the roads safer for drivers like you.
Be very careful when you're deciding to pass a snowplow, and if you're on a 2-lane road, it's probably best to not pass the snowplow at all. But if you have an opportunity to safely pass, we want you to make sure you give the plow plenty of space, both in front and behind and beside.
Officials also urge you to clear all the snow off your vehicle so it doesn't impede your view or blow onto someone else's car.
You should really clear off all your snow before you drive. It increases your visibility and that increases your safety.
Trooper Conrad says to slow your speed in slippery and slushy conditions, especially in case there's black ice, and you'll need to be more aware of the drivers around you.
Really watch the bridges, the overpasses we're at, but also watch any places where people are merging. We also see a lot of people where they merge, people overreact, and they start sliding out of control.
Overall, experts say to put your phone away, take your time while traveling, watch out for those around you, and don't be afraid to call 911 if you see something or if you need help.
But we haven't seen anything yet, unfortunately. This is Iowa. We know it's got to get worse, so we got to prepare for that.
Trooper Conrad says it's also a good idea to check your car's tires to make sure your traction's all good for the snowier road conditions. And it's also that time of year again to break out your snow brush and your ice scraper. Even if you park in a garage, make sure you keep it in your vehicle just in case. Live in Cedar Rapids, Kaylee Whitlatch, Iowa's News Now.